Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal. I'm the owner of Maxifika Design Co. I previously did a tutorial on how to do keychains for schools, for booster clubs, sports teams, clubs, etc. And I sell digital background bundles in different color schemes that can help you get a head start on creating designs for schools for you. I've been asked a couple of times on, okay, I purchased these backgrounds, now what do I do? So I am here today to show you in both Affinity Designer and Canva on how to utilize these backgrounds. So I'm going to start with Affinity Designer. First thing you want to do is start a new document. I'm going to go to File and New. And then I'm going to create a page that's the size of the designs, which is 11 inches wide and 1.12 inches tall. I want my DPI to be at 300 like it was. Color, you want it RGB 8, and you want this for your color profile. And then I'm going to hit create. You can also add this as a preset just by clicking this button up here, and then it will allow you to save it as a preset. I have a few of them down here, but I'm going to show you how to save it as a template as well. So we're going to click create. And now I just want to drop in the background. So I'm going to go to the place tool. And I'm going to find my background that I want to use. I'm going to use this top and bottom strip one. This one is pretty popular. I would say most schools that order from me do at least some in this pattern. I'm going to come down here to my transform panel. Now your layout might look different. This is just how I prefer to have it set up. And I'm going to put 11 inches wide. And I have this aspect ratio locked, so it's going to automatically make the height 1.12 inches tall. I'm just going to set that into place. And then I like to set up guides so that I know where the top and bottom actually are. And then I leave a little bit of an edge so that when I sew the ends together and put the clip on, I know I don't have anything that's going to get cut off. So we're going to go to View and Guides. And I'm going to click this little plus sign, add new horizontal guide. And it's going to put one in the center for me. Then I want to add another one. And since I have 0.12 inches additional compared to what the 1-inch material is, I want to divide that by 2. So I want 0.06. And then I want another one. And you can also do, so it's 1.12 minus 0.06. And then it will calculate it for you if you don't want to do the math. So as you can see, those grids are starting to show up. Now I'm going to do my vertical guides. I'm going to put one in the center. I'm going to put one a ½ inch in. And then I'm going to do one more. Do the other way for you again. My length is 11 inches. And I want my guide a ½ inch in. So 11 inches minus 0.05, hit enter. Nope, 0.5. I was thinking of the other one. 11 minus 0.5. Sorry. There we go, 10.5 inches. And I'm going to click close. All right, after that, the next thing I do is I put my logo in. And for these, I typically go about 0.85 inches tall. But because of this, the way that this one is designed, we need to go a little bit smaller. So zoom in here a little bit, shrink it down. Now with a lot of these, what you're going to want to do, this is not crop centered. Hang on one second. So I usually will put a stroke around it to help it pop from the background. And go up to my quick effects. I'm gonna click on outline. And for this one, I'm gonna do white. And then just increase my radius up a little bit. There. So now it's standing out from that background. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do is start adding some text. So for this background design, I usually do the logo, and then on the left-hand side, I do the school name, and then the right-hand side, I do the mascot. So for this one, we're gonna go here and do very rich. So, and I'm going to make it the gray in the logo. So grab my color picker tool and select that. And then I'm going to pick out a font. I have quite a few that I use for these a lot. Baseball Bold is one. Babus New is a good one for, like, this is a longer school name. It's not just one word. So I think I'm just going to go with that for this. I'm going to Control J. It's going to copy that. Come over here. And else. And then I like to kind of tuck it behind. So up here in my layers panel, I want both of these words to be behind the logo. And this one I can take in a little bit. Sometimes I also like to shear the letters a little bit. Just gives it a little bit something else to it. So this one, my shear is minus 13.9. Come over here and do the same thing. So move it out a little bit. All right. So some school names and mascots are short enough that I can fit this in 3 times. This one is a longer one, so I'm gonna center it to the left-hand side and the right-hand side, which would be like the front and the back. I'm gonna select both of the text parts and Control G to group them together. And then I'm gonna also grab the logo and group that in as well. And then I'm going to see how it fits over here. Now, if you want it to fit more full into this full space that you have here, now keep in mind, this is the center. It's going to be kind of folded over a little bit, so you don't want to necessarily go right to that line. But if you needed to, you could play with your text. I keep double clicking on the grid. Let's see here. There we go. Then if you go to your characters, this gives you a lot of flexibility on changing your text. You can stretch it out by going up on this one. You can shrink it down if you need to. I'm just going to leave it right where it was at 100. You can increase the height and decrease the height. So a couple different options and things you can do with your text there if you want. You may also choose to do a stroke to your text. So if you grab the not filled circle, so you wanted to do black, and you could go up a little bit. So adding that does help it to pop a little bit. I don't typically do a stroke on this one, but it's an option. Turn that off. So there we go. So then I would just duplicate this. Again, I'm going to Control J and move it over to this side and make it centered there. Mm, There we have it. Like I said, you can save this as a template, which makes it easy to just reopen it and do something new. So to do so, you would go to File, Export as Template. And then on your computer, you'll want to have a templates folder. I already have a keychain template in here, so I'm not going to I can go ahead and save this one. We'll do keychain 2 and then click Save. Now, if I wanted to do another one, I can go to File and New, go to your templates, and find that template that you created. Double click on it. Now it's going to open a new one. Now, if I wanted to do the same thing for a different school, I can select that background, go to Replace Image, and say I wanted to do one for this school. Come in and replace your logo. Leave that second one and duplicate once I'm done. I need to delete that crap I did on the wolf logo. It's cut off there a little bit. And then I can do draw. So see all the settings that I had then for this design, it's keeping all that. I have the outline still on my logo. I've got the sheer on my text here. So keeping things as templates makes it pretty quick and easy if you're doing a lot of different ones. I'm going to change this text to black. This in. So now this is a much shorter name. So let's see if we can I shrink or close in this text a little bit. 90, 90. I'm just going to duplicate that whole group. And center. Duplicate it again, and it automatically put it on the end there for me. So now you've got it 3 times on there. All right, and go back to this one. Now, once you have your design ready, you're going to go to File and Export. I'm going to do a PNG. Want the whole document. I'm going to click Export. And then you would just save it wherever you're saving your files. So I'm going to do PR Keychain. Click Save. Now, if I was ready to print this, I come to File and New. And I like to print on 13 by 19 because I can get quite a few of them on a page. And then find your design. Drop it in there. Make sure that your width and height are where you want them. And then I can just duplicate a bunch of them going down. Now for the inside or the back, whatever you want to call it, I do just the original background without any of the text. So it would be the original file that you have from me with just the back, but you could also export it again on its own if you wanted to. And then you could put those on your page to print as well. All right. Close this out. I'll be back momentarily and we'll give it a go in Canva. Okay, next up we're going to do the same or similar thing in Canva. Please bear with me. Canva is not something that I frequently use and have not used in probably about 2 years. But I know it's very popular and a lot of people like to use it. So first thing we're going to do, get yourself logged into your Canva account. Come up to Create Design. I already did a sample run on this just to make sure I knew what I was doing. So we're going to go to Custom Size. You want your width to be at the 11 inches. Oh, change the stitches. There we go. 11, and then height again is going to be 1.12. And then we're going to click Create New Design. All right. And then go to my uploads. I already uploaded the logo. If you didn't, you would click Upload Files, find your file, and then load it in. And I don't want that one yet. I want the background first. And I'm going to resize it to the full design space. And then I'm going to add my logo. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Now, same thing, we do want a little bit of a stroke around this because otherwise it just blends in. So, we're going to edit image. I'm going to scroll down to the effects and click shadows. And then you could play around with, different ones if you wanted to. That's kind of cool, actually. But for this, I'm just going to do a regular outline. I'm going to increase the size of that a little bit. You can change the color of it. The gray, white. And you could change the intensity of it if you wanted to. All right, so we have that part. Close that. And now we're going to go ahead and add in the text like we did on the other one. Maybe make this a little bigger. You can use the position tab to make sure that you are in the middle and centered, which we are now. All right, and I'm going to go to text. I'm going to add text box. And I'm going to put that Prairie Ridge. Obviously, that's way too small. I'll do about 30. And then you can change your font. Trying to remember which one I used before. This one was kind of similar, where it's blocky and closer together. I'm gonna move it in. I'm gonna come up to text color. And this is gonna have pulled colors from what's already in here. So I'm gonna select the gray. Right now it's sitting on top of the logo, and I want it behind the logo. So I'm going to select on the text again, click position, and click backward. So move it back just one. and put it behind the wolf. And then click on these three dots here. It'll give you the option to duplicate. And I want this to say wolves. And get it close to there. And again, we want it behind the wolf. Go up to position. Now you don't want to click to back because it's going to put it behind the background. So move it back to the front. You want to move it backwards. Moves it back just one layer. Okay. And here you can play with other effects as well. Do curves. Different echo. Hollow it out so it's just the outline. So yeah, some fun different effects in there. Oh, you could use copy style if you wanted to change it back. I'm gonna put this back to none. So we have okay, now we want to group all these together. I'm going to select Prairie Ridge, hold down Shift, select my logo, and wolves. Now the option to group everything together pops up. I'm selecting group. And now this is one piece that we can move together. Canva does appear to have the option to create guides, but it seems a little bit more cumbersome than Affinity Designer. If you go to File and Settings and Add Guides, then this menu pops up where you can create guides. You can do columns in the gap, margin, rows, gap, and margin, and add them that way. I'm not going to do that for this, but I do have the ruler on, so I can see up here I'm at a 1/2 inch. If you look up here, 1/2 inch away from the edge. And then I'm going to right click on this whole group and I'm going to duplicate. And do another one. And it looks like this one won't allow to do 3 of them either. So let's see here. It's 11 inches all the way across. So middle would be 5.5. And this is about 4 inches. So about 0.75 either direction. Would put us about centered on each side. So this is gonna come, oh, it's already in place. All right. There you go. If you wanted to, you could add an additional logo in the middle just to kind of I'm actually going to do it a different way. I'm going to come here, duplicate. Oop. Let's see, delete that. I just want the logo. There we go. That looks better. All right. So there you have it. Then you would just come to share. And we go to download. Here are your file type options. I do like to do it as a PNG. I'll keep the size as is. And then click download. Open your download and save it. We'll go ahead and do one more here in Canva. Let's see, file, create new design, custom size, change to inches, 11 inches wide, 1.2 inches high, create new design. I will do a different one this time. Stick with the gray and maroon, but I'm going to use a different background. Let's see. The split one is pretty popular too. And the logo in here a little bit. And again, to put a stroke around, I'm going to go to Edit Image, Effects, Shadows. Do it glow on this one. Change your intensity. Change your color. Kind of like just the black for that. All right. And we can section, center, middle. Now we can start adding some text. Prairie Ridge High School. Change our font. Let's pick something different for this. That one's kind of fun. It's got some texture to it. This is always the part that takes me the longest, is picking out what text to do. I kind of like that one I did. Where did it go? Oh, that one's fun too. All right, we'll go with that. And color. So for this, I'm going to do, let's see what this does. Why is it not changing? Try this again. There we go. All right. A little bigger. Put it on the top. I'm going to right click and duplicate. Bring it down and change the color to gray. And then do wolves. So that little dotted line is showing me that I am centered. The PRHS, the wolves. All right, so we got here. Kind of like that. Selecting the top text, holding down Shift, hold the bottom text in group. And for this, I think I'm just going to kind of duplicate. So I'm going to come here to about a 1/2 inch and put this in here. Select that group again. Right click and duplicate. And this one, I'm going to do position and center. Duplicate. Again, there's kind of snapping guides here showing me that I'm equal distance on each of these. And then duplicate this one more time. I want this to be 1/2 inch in. I don't think this is centered too. There we go. Now they're centered. Centered. We have an edge on each end. I've stayed away from going too close to the top and bottom. Zoom in here a lot. You can see about 1/10 of an inch on either end. So that should be good. This could probably be a little bit bigger actually. For me, it's easiest. I'm just gonna come in here and delete this one and reduplicate so that the size is the same. So there's another one. Pretty easy to do. It just takes some practice. If you are not already, feel free to join my Facebook group, Moxie Fika Design Co. I do add my tutorials there. I do giveaways, Friday freebies, motivational Mondays just to keep you motivated, and some other fun stuff. So again, that's Facebook, my group, Moxie Fika Design Co. I will link below the places that you can get the background designs if you don't already have those. Something that is new for me, I've just become a designer on Creative Fabrica, which is a site that you can get a subscription and get unlimited downloads of everything that's on there. I've been a member for quite some time and find it very useful, even just for the fonts and digital papers and stuff. So I've started adding all of my school designs onto there. So again, I will link those below for easy access to that. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I hope this helped you and wish you success in creating designs for schools. Have a great day.